mascara of Target Investing. But let's put the focus then on Venky's India. Domestic poultry industry is expected to grow steadily, and Venky's is one such company which looks well positioned as the demand in the segment may increase going ahead. However, a proposed ban on cage farming can pose a possible threat as well. We have B. Venkatesh Rao, the managing director at the company, joining in to put all of this in perspective. First off, Mr. Rao, let me ask you, take us through how 2018 has been as a year for you.
I think its first quarter was very nice. Then the second one was not so good because of the seasonal expectation. And I think this again they have picked up. This quarter again is picked up, and as usual, it's a smooth sailing. I think it should do good at the January quarterly results.
All right, there is an anticipation that the demand for chicken could outpace production. Give us a sense of what this, demand and supply dynamics look like at the moment.
See, ma'am, I think per capita, National Institute of Nutrition has recommended 180 eggs per annum, where we are only, we were once upon a time at 8 eggs or 10 eggs, now we are 68 eggs per capita. The use scope is there still, and the production and the crops are also available according to the rains, of course. Soya and maize, which is the main raw material of the feed. But once, like Sweden, and for example, a small country like Sweden per capita is 235 eggs. So there is far heavy scope of growth anticipation, and we are calculating too early before the chicks are before the chicks are hatched. We are counting the eggs are hatched. The chickens we are counting.
All right. We did see a bit of a disappointment coming for the second quarter. Weak realizations, higher soya prices, some of the factors that played into that. What is the update then? How has the third quarter been? Seasonally, this is where it's much stronger for you. What then is your expectation for the full of second half of fiscal 19?
I think the second half should be doing good because, as you know, that the expansion plans are well in set, and the rates are particularly one-day-old hatching eggs. And the the consumption of eggs and the chicken, the rates, particularly broiler and layer, are doing good. Hatching eggs are good, rates are good, and I think this is a season where everybody consumes in winter season the chicken. So particularly, it should be very very interesting, the results, particularly because we are also expanding in the soya plants, vegetable oil plant, which will be ready very soon. And a few other activities also, like further processing, percentage of 10-15% of growth again in the fast food chains, in the multinationals. So we are the main suppliers. That's what. So I think all this puts into a positive and positive area.
In fact, if you could just expand on your capex plans at the moment. You mentioned that it's a 3-year kind of plan that you're looking at here. How much is the outlay, and which are the areas that you will be looking to focus on?
Focus basically, we are looking at, you can say, this further processing fast food chains, which we are catering up to 1,200 restaurants. It will go up to maybe 2,200, 2,500 in the next 3 years. We're looking at SPF technology productions, where it will go from 1 crore to maybe 2 crores, approximately the way we are expanding. And then we are supplying mainly to human vaccines, chicken vaccine manufacturers in India and abroad. So I think this area looks very promising. Plus the growth of the broiler industry, which is 8 to 10%, is again promising. So it is always, if you compare with vegetables and eggs are, I think, more steadier than vegetables. So a common man looking at small farmers, looking at the economy, the contribution to GDP, very very positive.
All right. We've also, seen a growing popularity of fast food chains. Give us a sense of how this plays into demand significantly. If you in particular look at the kind of demand that you're seeing coming from this area, what would the number be?
Can you please come back again?
I'm just trying to understand what kind of demand uptick you've seen on account of the growth we've seen in fast food restaurant chains.
It's not very, compared to the fresh chicken, still the Indian housewife looks to looking at getting from the market. She thinks the fresh chicken is the model of buying is that area, but the further processing, of course, in the urban area is growing. For example, if you say KFC is got 300 or 400 plus restaurants, is going to pile up to maybe 200 to 300 restaurants in the next 2 to 3 years. Same goes with all the multinational. The numbers are increasing, so the consumption will be hardly be about 8 to 9% for the processing chicken in India. So it will go every 2% or 3% per annum is increasing. So very slow growth, but steady growth, but interesting also the new market.
All right, slow but steady growth clearly coming in from that area. There's also some development, regarding a proposed ban on caged farming of poultry and meat animals. This is something obviously that needs to be monitored closely. No updates on that front. What is your stance on this? What is the latest that you are hearing?
I think let us concentrate on the economy. Let us concentrate. I would recommend to concentrate on the people who are going to not come from villages and settle and give employment in the rural area. And I'm not defending the industry, but look at the contribution after agriculture. The poultry is only a contribution in India, and it is. I'm not trying to contribute or talk about my industry, but you see the contribution what we are giving, and we are talking to the respected authorities, and I'm sure they'll understand. And let us see what happens. This ongoing thing, which is in Europe, America, and now developed countries like that, we are also looking here, and let us see what happens. And I think first let us give more emphasis to human beings who don't have jobs.
All right, point taken. This would definitely mean a significant change to the way your business is conducted. The government is also contemplating a ban on the usage of colistin, an antibiotic used to fatten chicken. How much of a hit would this mean for your business?
I don't think so from where you're picking up this information, but we don't do anything like that. Chicken is fully, we don't have any antibiotics if required, only, but we don't inject anything like that.
All right, so you haven't heard anything about any regulatory changes on this front?
No.
All right, just a final question then. Clearly Q3 is generally seasonally stronger for a company like yours. We have we've seen a seasonal correction of about 25 to 30% for poultry prices in second quarter. How much of a recovery have we seen in the third quarter?
I think the growth will be about 8 to in third quarter. It is very difficult, ma'am, because it was a bad quarter what we went through, but it's very difficult to predict because each individual company has their own contribution according to the sale of the company. So it would be about 5 to 6%, or maybe 9% also. If everything is good, and it looks to be good, and let us have fingers crossed and wait for the right moments.
All right, thanks very much. We leave it at that. Appreciate your time. That's the view coming in from Venky's India. Expecting the third quarter to be much stronger for the company going ahead. No update really in terms of any sort of regulatory changes coming in from the government at this moment. That's the view coming in from B. Venkatesh Rao, Managing Director at Venky's India. Meanwhile, let's put the focus on the sugar sector. Sweet